How's it going out there, everyone? W.F.S, your doctor here today. And, well, we've got more information to talk about when it comes to Star Trek and Khan. I know what you're thinking.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
First, this is probably going to annoy some of you out there. I saw this coming, and I even said this in some of my videos, and people commented in the comment section of those videos that I was mistaken and that there are multiple universes. But the information that I am about to share with you, my friends, confirms exactly what I have been afraid of.
I believe our heading takes us near the Sta Alpha star system.
Quite correct, Captain. Planet number 5 there is habitable, although a bit savage, somewhat inhospitable.
But no more than Australia's Botany Bay colony was at the beginning.
We've already known this for a long time, but it is officially confirmed that when it comes to Star Trek, canon no longer is relevant or has any meaning whatsoever. All they want to do is make stories, see if they tie together, and hope the audience likes it. The battle between Khan and Kirk, it's just a legend. People who've never paid attention to Star Trek fell in love with it after the Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan was a brilliant story written and directed by Nicholas Meyer. And when they announced early 2022, it was early 23, I think. In 2023, Nicholas Meyer had this idea for making Star Trek Khan into a TV series. And you know as well as I do that once a show is made into a series and it has a strong franchise attachment to it, it's going to become canon, which is what Nicholas Meyer wanted to do. He wanted to make a story that would have been canon, telling about the trials and tribulations of Khan and his people after Kirk dropped them off on Sta Alpha 5. But for some reason, Paramount and Alec Kurtzman rejected that offer and that idea, and so they gave him permission to make an audio drama. An audio drama was made. Nicholas Meyer came up with the idea. Alec Kurtzman gave it to a specific director and different writers, and we had the modern-day audio drama of Star Trek Khan released in September of this year. Star Trek Khan, for the most part, was a good audio drama. It had some issues, of course, like the fact that none of Khan's people, when they were on Sta Alpha 5 in this drama, never knew what a phaser was, yet aboard the Enterprise after they took the ship, they were all armed with them. But rather than go over the same things that I've covered multiple times in the past, let's talk about the reason for this video. Exclusive. Writers confirm Star Trek Khan is being treated as canon. Talks potential future audio series. Well, basically, that last part right there has to do with the fact that the audio drama Khan did fairly well. Critics were happy, and comments in the comment section, people were quite happy with it. So they're thinking there may be a future there. But in this article, they talk about why this audio drama was considered canon, which means that what happened in this audio story is considered to be the true events of what happened to Khan and his people after they were dropped off on Sta Alpha 5. One of this year's highlights has been the release of Star Trek's Khan scripted podcast. The audio series began life as a potential TV mini-series created and written by Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan director Nicholas Meyer. It later was transformed with Star Trek novelist and TV screenwriter Christian Baier and Trek novelist David Mack, building on Meyer's story and scripting the 9-episode podcast series. So, I guess I was wrong in one sense. Myers did have the plan for making Khan into a miniseries, but these people came along and tweaked it to modern day, what Khan and his people would be like. Okay, so before the audio drama dropped, Christian Baier was being interviewed, and the question came up about canon and whether or not this is going to be considered canon. And she said she would have to get back to the person, get back to the writers and check it out and find out if it is that way. And now we got our answer. Okay, here is what I can tell you because I have had a few conversations, and there's nobody who comes along with like waves of scepter, like waves of scepter, and dubs a thing canon. What I can tell you is that for the people currently working on Star Trek Con will be treated as canon, meaning it will not be overwritten, contradicted, and it will be, when possible, incorporated into future storytelling. There it is right there. Right there, today's storytellers, the people in charge of Star Trek, have decided that Star Trek Con is going to be a canon story. So it is the events that happen after Kirk drops him off and before the Wrath of Khan. But now we come to the part of the video where I said that Star Trek writers today no longer give a care about the canon.
These people had sworn to live and die at my command 200 years before you were born. Never told you how the Enterprise picked up the Botany Bay Lost in Space from the year 1996. Myself and the ship's company in cryogenic freeze.
In the second season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the security chief, a Lan Noonien Singh, the genetic blood relative of Khan, and an alternate timeline version of Captain Kirk go back in time to the 21st century Toronto to save the timeline from being destroyed by Romulans. And they wind up saving and also encountering the child Khan. Right there in the 21st century, the child, maybe about 10 to 12 years old, is Khan Noonien Singh. And that right there completely contradicts not only the audio drama, which is supposed to take place in the prime timeline, again, after Kirk drops him off and before the Wrath of Khan. And that clip that we just heard from the Wrath of Khan, Khan is acknowledging that his people were from 1996. Now, what is Star Trek trying to tell us here? What are these showrunners? The same showrunners who are making this audio drama of Star Trek Con also made that one episode from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I think it was called Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow. And here we are in the 21st century dealing with the child Khan. So which version of Khan are we to accept? Both of them are supposedly the same Khan from the same timeline, but at the same time, different times, and it just absolutely makes no sense. This right here, in my opinion, is proof, once and for all, nail in the coffin, Star Trek modern day showrunners don't give a care about the history of these characters and how things should flow timeline-wise.
So useless!
Well, I think I've made my point here. You can't have it both ways, showrunners of Star Trek. Mr. Kurtzman, I'm talking to you, sir. One minute you're telling us that Khan and his people were on, or rather escaping Earth in the 1990s, and yet Khan and his people were children in the 21st century. You have totally watered down this franchise to where it absolutely makes no sense anymore. The history is so irrelevant. Well, people, I'd like to know what you think about this. Drop those comments below and let me know. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.